Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's card I'm using the Fawn Beam Me Up stamp set, and it is a birthday themed stamp set, so I'm going to use it as a birthday themed card today, but you could easily use these little aliens as a Halloween themed something or other. So I'm just grabbing the sentiment. I'm going to start with the sentiment here. The background I didn't do on camera, and I also stamped and coloured the images off camera as well, just because I wanted to save a bit of time and try and get something quite quick and simple for you guys. So for me, I did a couple of backgrounds in one hit, and then I did a whole load of stamping and colouring and cutting out in, you know, another session, if you like. So but yeah, I don't know, sometimes it's nice to colour in, so I like to do that. So that's why sometimes you won't see me colouring in on the video, but the ideas are for you, you know, hopefully will inspire you to do something similar. So for the stamps, I actually love Fawn stamps because they are easy to sort of stack, so that you can, all the words will have the right spacing between them when you do that, and they just butt up next to each other. So I've got some navy cardstock, and I've just used an anti-static powder tool on the cardstock to get rid of any oil residues or anything like that that might be on your hands. I then used Versamark clear ink. It's just like a clear sticky ink, and I've got some Nouveau, I can't remember the name of the colour, but it's a silver embossing powder, and I really like, I think it's classic something or other. And it's a beautiful colour. It's the gold as well is so pretty, the way that it just glosses over when it melts. So for me, they're some of my favourites, and you can see how just really beautifully it embosses. I don't know what it is, but it works. So I have that there, and this one says, have an I can't even read what it says. Have an out of this world birthday. Take me to your cake. And I thought that was hysterical. You have to say it in an alien voice, of course, which I won't do on camera. Just seriously, no, not happening. But you could say it in an alien voice. So I'm just trimming this down using my paper trimmer. You guys have seen me do this before, and all I do is I use the guide on the trimmer and the edge of the guide and the edge of the actual words or sentiment, and I just kind of eyeball the rest of it so that I get this nice block of sentiment, basically. So this was supposed to be a 5x7 card. It's a little smaller because I kind of totally messed up when I cut out the my background here. So I think it's a 1/4 of an inch smaller, whatever that works out to. It doesn't really matter, but I just wanted to use as much of this background because this background I loved, and this one, when I created it, looks an absolute mess. So I will do a video on how to create like a galaxy background, but oh my word, it looked awful. It looked horrendous, and I just kept going, and actually it's one of my favorites that I've done so far. So there's some very bright colors underneath that, and basically you drag, I just came in from 3 sides with 3 different colors and just dragged colors in from the edges, almost so that it looked like a kind of like a fan, I guess, and just dragged colors in at different spots, and then went over it with black soot. And that's when it starts to, you start to go, am I doing the right thing? But yes, you are. So something else that I did for the background is I also splattered with white and some black paint. I think it just, and a silver, I'm sure I put a silver on there as well. It just adds that more galaxy look to it. And no, can't beat a bit of splatter. I also use some water for the splatter as well. They're kind of my go-to things to splatter with. First of all is water, and everybody's got water, so you know. The other thing I did was, when I put these guys on the background, because the background's very dark, when when I cut them out, they had this white border around them, which is, I love that white border. But actually, when I put them on here, I was like, well, they're going to stand out like a sore thumb. So I actually went around the edges. You can use a black marker. I actually landed up using a dark grey. It was the C7 Copic marker, which is a cool grey. And I think the dark grey actually works better than a black would, because the lines, the outline of the images is stamped in black, so you don't want to lose that. But I needed it to sort of blend in a bit more, and just by going around the edges where there was a white border that you would get from die cutting an image, or this, I used my scanning card. Just by going around the edges, it just makes it work better. It just looks so much better. So I'm so glad I did that. It took a bit of time, but it's worth it. And then I'm just sticking these characters into place, basically. This is the fun bit. This is the, let's see, creating your scenery and putting all the pieces together. And the nice thing about having a space themed thing is that it doesn't have to be level. You can have them going off in different directions, and it doesn't matter because they're floating in space, right? So that's what I love about it. I did have, some issue with these teeny tiny little hats. There's like a whole bunch of them. I actually didn't realize that one of the hats, one of the characters, it was too big for the character, and it actually was going to cover up his eyes. So because I hadn't really thought that far down the line, I landed up actually leaving one off, because I was going to put it on the guy in the main spaceship, and then realized that actually I needed to cut it, and then it wasn't, because you don't want it sticking out of the spaceship, because that wouldn't make any sense, right? So yeah, sometimes you have to finagle and move things around, or you have to change your mind as you go. I try and have a basic idea of what I want to do, so I know where to take you guys on this like crafty create stuff journey thing. But sometimes you have to change your mind, because things change, and I made a boo-boo, so there you go. So I hope you liked this. It was, like I say, it was really, really simple to do. Oh, I forgot I was going to put some glossy accents over the guys with the big white eyes. You could easily put googly eyes on, that would be hysterical. But I glossy accented, that's a lot of word, their eyes. And then obviously it takes a bit of time to dry. And glossy accents has a bit more dimension than the Nouveau glaze, crystal glaze, that's what it's called. And then I used a Sakura black gel pen. This is a glaze pen, and it's for the other guy's little eyes. And again, it gives a little bit of dimension, but it gives lots of shine. So it just adds to the shiny, sparkly, spaceshipy kind of thing going on in this card. So I hope you liked that. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye!